It's John Black, Super Chemist, here doing another sermon. Forgot about the day. I kind of lost track of the day, so kind of late on putting out this video. It's under my playlist called Sermons. What we're going to talk about today is should a husband let his wife work? Okay. And before I answer this question, let's talk about something else first, and then we'll get back to it, a related thing. Now, I went around and I asked 30 people, feminist, non-feminist, men, women, whatever, all mixed up people. And I asked them, I says, if I came to you and I told you that, I was going to go out and I was going to, marry this woman here, and we were both going to work 75 hours a week, every week, for the next 40 years of our marriage, okay? That's 15 hours a day, 5 days a week, by the way. Or you could say 11 hours a day, a little less than 11 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's just go with the 5 day a week thing, 15 hours a day. I asked them, I says, how long do you think your marriage would last? Okay? All of them said between 3 to 10 years, your marriage would be over. Your children would be probably, statistically, will probably be not successful. And I asked them why, and they say the obvious answer, we're human beings, we're not robots. No human being, you can have a man who has we call him a workaholic, where they got a mental problem. They have to work, 12 hours a day, every day, or they just ain't happy. They have to do it, you know what I mean? And yes, I admit that, and they could do it probably for their whole life, you know what I mean? But we're not talking about one guy. Okay? We're not talking about one woman. We're talking about a couple. That means you have to have two people, okay, that can handle working like a robot. In other words, you need two people that have mental problems so bad that they're called workaholics. You know what I mean? Other than that, having two workaholics, okay, that are messed up in the head, so they need to work 15 hours a day, 5 days a week. Other than that small fraction of people, okay, everyone agrees. And I want you to go around and ask yourself. Say, hey, if you have two parents, man and woman, they're going to both work 15 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week for their entire marriage, 40 years of time, okay? Are their children going to be successful? Is their marriage going to last? All of them are in agreement. And if you're in agreement, then that's great. If you're not in agreement, then maybe you should not watch this video because my whole premise is based on this fact, okay? And no one disputes it, okay? It's insane to think no one can, working 9 hours a day, because an 8-hour day is really 9 hours if you put in the travel time. That's bad enough. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's, you can work 2 full-time jobs. Even I've done it for, a year, 2, 3, maybe even 5 years. But after that, a regular human, a normal human being that isn't a robot, it's going to grate on you. It's going to make you miserable. You're going to be pissed off all the time. Everything's going to be an argument with you on your time off of work because you just have no time off at work. So let's look at a traditional marriage where the woman does not work, okay? You got the man working 50 hours a week on average, and I'm saying in general. I don't want to hear about, this guy works 60 hours a week. And this guy, I know this guy works. Hey, so what? Just because that just proves that there's an exception to the rule. It doesn't prove the rule. You know what I mean? The rule is that it's about 50 hours a week. And you got to work 40 hours at your job, most likely. And I'm going to add another 10 hours in because you got to get to work and get back. And the average time to get to work, I think, is like 45 minutes to work. Then you got 45 minutes back home from work. I would never work that far away from home, but even if you are 20 minutes away, you got to go there 20 minutes back. It's 40 minutes a day. Then you got at the end of the week, at the weekend, you cut the grass, right? Weed whack the grass, clean out the gutters, take out the garbage. Any light bulbs need change that. Any batteries in the fire alarms, got to change that. Who does that? The man. Anything breaks down, who does that? The man. The car, who rotates the tire? The man. Who changes the oil? The man. Who, there's a million jobs that I can name of what a man does. You know what I mean? So, but they're not happening all the time. You know what I mean? You're not cutting the grass in the winter. So I'm not even adding on to the 50 hours. I'm just saying part of that 50 hours, you may only work 40 hours and 5 hours to get there, work and back. You're most likely doing another 5 hours of work at home, doing something with your car, or fixing this or this, maintaining that. So let's just say 50 hours a week for the man, okay, on average. What does a woman work as a wife, okay? And keep in mind, you can't have exact figures on the wife, because at the beginning of the marriage, all she has to take care of is the husband in the house. There's no kids. And then the next, usually you have your babies one after another, every year or 2 years once you start having the babies, right? Even if you have 3 babies, right? You start out with the one baby. Say 2 years later you got another one. 2 years later you got another one. That's 4 years. And you got 3 babies, okay? 4 years plus 18 years for them to grow up and, get, whatever. Really 16. At 16, you don't have to do anything with your kid. They maintain themselves. Or they should if you were a good parent. So, it's going to be, if you're married for 50 years, right? And you only have the kids for 20, 22 years, where you have babies and, growing up to be 16 or 18. That's less than half of your marriage. So the other half of your marriage is going to be like the first part, where you're only taking care of your man. You don't have to take care of the kids anymore. Just have the house and the man. That's literally, you're never going to put in 50 hours if you just have a man and you have no kids. It's not possible. Okay? So let's see, you got cleaning. I put down an hour a day for cleaning, okay, for a woman. That's 7 hours a week. And then I jacked it up to 10. 10 hours a week, so that's an hour and a half. Now I want you to think about it. If I have a living room here, right, I got 2 end tables, a coffee table, and a TV. How long does it take to clean that? I mean, it takes literally 2 minutes to sweep a carpet, right? Then what? You usually have one of them long sticks with a I don't know what it is, little hairs to come off, and you use that to dust with. Or you have a rag and you have Pledge, do the Pledge. I got 1 end table. Here, I spray some Pledge, wipe it off, I'm done. The second hot coffee, end table, spray it down, wipe it off. Same with the coffee table. Now I got my 2 end tables and my coffee table done in literally, what, a minute? Dust the TV, another minute, and do the sweeper another 2 minutes. We're talking about like 5 minutes a room, okay? And you don't even do that to every room every day. I would think that a person that was even a really good cleaner would still only, dust once every other day. They wouldn't do it every day. And the kids' rooms, you really don't do that much in it once the kids are old enough. You don't really do the bedroom, as much as you would do the living room or the dining room, or especially the kitchen. I don't see what are these people cleaning? I mean, you go into the bedroom and you make the bed. What's that? 3 minutes? You sweep the floor. There's another 2. That's 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's not saying that you work more than an hour and a half doing your. And there's spring cleaning at the end of the year and blah blah blah. But on average, if you average out, because you figure you only got kids for 20 years, and you're going to be married for 50 or 40. It's only half the time. The other half of the time, you have no kids whatsoever. None. Nothing. You just have a husband in the house to take care of. Okay? So saying 10 hours a week is very generous, actually. Okay? Then cooking, I have down to 7 hours. 1 hour a day, 10 hours, and I jacked it up to 10 hours, right? So that's really an hour and a half a day, right? I don't know. How does why do these, what are people cooking? I don't understand. I make a meal that takes me 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Let's say I make some chicken, I make some French fries, and I make some corn. Okay, or say a baked potato or French fries, either one. What? I take the chicken and I put some seasoning on it. Me myself, I only used shake and bake. So I shake and bake it in the pan. I don't even put it on a pan. I put it on a sheet of tin foil, right, aluminum foil, and then I take the edges and I bend them up so it looks kind of like a tray or like a cup, so the juices don't, get all over the place, right? Then I put the chicken on the thing and I turn the thing on. I don't even preheat. I just, whatever it is, they say, I want to cook it out. I put it in 2 more extra minutes. If I'm supposed to cook the chicken for 45 minutes, I put it on 47 minutes. Put the chicken in. I don't even have to preheat it. What are these women doing? So that took me, even if I had 5 people in my family and I had to make 10 pieces of chicken, how long does it take to put it in a bag and shake it and then put it on a tray? Even the 10 of them, what's that take? Like minutes? Literally? 10 of baked potatoes, you just put them on, again, you don't even need a pan. You just put them on aluminum foil, throw them into the oven, and you turn it on. You're done. You're done. You're literally done. You want corn or something, or peas, or it comes in a bag or a can. You pour it into the thing and heat it up. That's it. You make a French fry. So you cut up your potatoes, or you have a bag that's already pre-cut, and you throw it in grease. This does not take 2 hours. Everyone acts like a woman makes a turkey, Thanksgiving dinner every day. No, they don't do that. Everything I make, if I make steak and potatoes, again, the potato is easy to make. You throw it into the oven and turn it on. Oh, that took a whole 2 seconds. The steak, I just put it under the broiler. Again, I'm never using even a pan to wash. When I'm done cooking, I just throw the aluminum foil away. There's no cleanup at all. Okay, but steaks, I put them under the broiler, and then when it gets cooked on that side, I flip it. Put my seasonings on. These people act like, and it takes literally to make a steak. I'm not talking about an inch thick. I'm talking about a regular steak. What's it take? 15 minutes in the oven, in the broiler. I mean, same with like a hoagie. You get out your cheese, your meat, and your onion and tomato and whatever, and you just make a sandwich. And you put it in the oven for a couple of minutes. And, what are these people making? I don't understand it. They think cooking a food takes 10 years or something. I don't understand. It's never taken me more than 15 minutes to make a meal. And during that 15 minutes, I'm not working. Okay, I'm putting stuff in the oven and waiting. I'm putting stuff on the, you know what I mean? Like if I make something that takes 45 minutes to meet, I put it in, that's it, I'm done with that. Then I wait till the last 10 minutes, put my corn on and heat it up. It only takes 10 minutes to heat up corn. Same with, So anyways, let's get past that before I'll just keep going on and on and on. So now we got 10 hours of cleaning and cooking. I have 2 hours down for kids, even though half of the marriage, you ain't even going to have kids. And I'm putting 2 hours a day, not a week, a day in for kids. What you think about this? Your kid goes to school for 7 hours. He usually sleeps more than 8 because he's a kid, right? He usually sleeps 10 hours. Okay, so now you got 17 hours out of the way. There's only 6 hours left in the day or whatever it is, you know what I mean? They're going to have a shower. You ain't going to be in the shower with them. They got to brush their teeth. They got to get dressed in the morning for school. They're going to go out and play for a little bit or play their video games or something. 2 hours is actually a long, especially 7 days a week. That's actually a lot. Okay, well, we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do this with multiple videos like I did last week. But you all have a blessed day, and we'll get back to it.